In a world where instincts clash with ethics, a mother's unimaginable choice has divided the masses. Should she be condemned for not shielding her son, or hailed for their desperate act of survival? What's your verdict on this moral tightrope? Ever in a million years would I have imagined brutality attacked, beaten, and then arrested, Carlishia Hood said. Want to know more about this issue? Stay tuned because we are going to delve more into this. Welcome to Off the Wall Crimes, Lost Souls Edition. Hit the subscribe button and bell to be notified of more off-the-wall crime stories. In a surprising turn of events, a mother who had been accused of orchestrating a heinous crime has taken legal action against the city of Chicago and the police officers involved in her arrest. Carlishia Hood, a 35-year-old woman at the center of this high-profile case, found herself in the midst of controversy.
Arguing with a man in line. That's when police say her 14-year-old son came in. We have blurred his face since he is a minor and is no longer charged with any crime. As he's watching from the doorway, police and witnesses say the man arguing with his mother, who has been identified as 32-year-old Jeremy Brown.
However, just a day after prosecutors dropped the murder charges against her, Hood's attorneys have initiated a lawsuit alleging that her arrest and that of her son were made in haste, indicative of what they call an obvious rush to judgment by the police. The incident in question unfolded on June 18 when a fatal shooting took place within the confines of a West Pullman restaurant. The initial accusations against Carlishia Hood, which were subsequently dropped, had cast a dark shadow over her involvement in the crime. Now, Hood's legal team is pushing back, maintaining that the arrests of both mother and son were based on insufficient evidence and a rushed investigation. This unexpected lawsuit thrusts the spotlight back onto a case that had already gripped the attention of the public and the media. The circumstances surrounding the murder charges and their subsequent dismissal have raised questions about the handling of the investigation by law enforcement officials. Hood's legal representatives are determined to seek justice for their clients, while the city of Chicago and the police officers involved in the case find themselves facing yet another legal battle. As the lawsuit unfolds, it remains to be seen how this story will develop and whether it will shed light on any potential flaws in the criminal justice system. The case serves as a stark reminder of the complexities and challenges that can arise in the pursuit of justice, leaving many eagerly awaiting further developments and the eventual resolution of this legal dispute.
We do not take what happened to Ms. Hood lightly, and we recognize that there has been a life lost, and so we are praying for the family of this man who lost his life.
In a significant legal move, a lawsuit was officially filed on Tuesday in Cook County Circuit Court, accusing both the city of Chicago and 5 police officers of grave misconduct. The lawsuit, brought forth by Carlishia Hood and her legal team, alleges a series of disturbing actions, including malicious prosecution, false arrest, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Furthermore, Hood's attorney, John Brown, has indicated plans to file additional lawsuits in connection with this case. The backdrop to this legal battle is a deeply troubling incident that unfolded recently. Last week, Carlishia Hood and her 14-year-old son were thrust into the spotlight when they were charged with the murder of 32-year-old Jeremy Brown. This shocking accusation stemmed from an altercation that occurred at the Maxwell Street Express restaurant, located in the 11600 block of South Halsted Street. The allegations surrounding this case have already drawn significant attention, with questions raised about the basis for the arrests and the conduct of the police officers involved. The lawsuit alleges that Hood and her son were victims of malicious prosecution, suggesting that they were wrongly accused and that their arrests were unjust. Additionally, the claim of false arrest highlights concerns about potential flaws in the initial investigation. Perhaps most distressing of all, the lawsuit accuses the city and the police officers of intentionally inflicting emotional distress upon Hood and her family. This aspect of the case points to the profound impact that these allegations have had on the individuals involved. As this lawsuit unfolds in Cook County, it is clear that the legal battle is far from over. The case raises important questions about the actions of law enforcement, the rights of individuals in the justice system, and the pursuit of truth and justice in complex criminal cases. The outcome of this legal battle will undoubtedly be watched closely by the public, legal experts, and advocates for justice alike. The events leading up to the dramatic turnaround in this case are nothing short of shocking. It all began on a fateful night at approximately 11 p.m. inside the Maxwell Street Express restaurant, where Carlishia Hood and Jeremy Brown found themselves engaged in a heated verbal altercation. This confrontation quickly escalated when Brown allegedly started physically assaulting Hood, targeting her with punches to the head. It was during this tumultuous encounter that Hood's 14-year-old son, reportedly acting in defense of his mother, produced a firearm and shot Brown in the back. The situation took an even more harrowing turn as Hood's son proceeded to chase Jeremy Brown out of the restaurant and fired a second shot. These events, fraught with violence and tension, led to the initial murder charges against Hood and her son. However, in a stunning turn of events, the state's attorney's office, led by Kim Foxx, ultimately decided on Monday that they were unable to meet the burden of proof required for the prosecution of these cases. Consequently, all charges against Carlishia Hood and her son were dropped, casting a glaring spotlight on the intricacies and complexities of this troubling incident. The decision to drop the charges raises questions about the evidence and the legal case's viability. It underscores the importance of a thorough and just legal process, ensuring that those accused are treated fairly and that the burden of proof is met beyond a reasonable doubt. As the legal aftermath of this case continues to unfold, it leaves many pondering the events of that fateful night at the Maxwell Street Express restaurant and the broader implications for justice and accountability within the criminal justice system. Hood and her attorneys on Tuesday thanked Fox and her office for rightfully dismissing the charges.
I've experienced pain in many ways that I would never have thought, never. What happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and then arrested.
In response to the lawsuit filed by Carlishia Hood,
they clearly were of the view that the defendant was the aggressor. Now they are of the view that the person they had formerly seen as the victim was the aggressor.
This measured response reflects the city's standard protocol when faced with legal actions. The pivotal turning point in this case, leading to the charges against Hood and her son being dropped, can be traced back to the widespread sharing of a video on social media. Although the video doesn't capture the actual shooting incident, it does provide a glimpse into the confrontation that transpired inside the restaurant. The footage notably shows Jeremy Brown allegedly punching Carlishia Hood during the altercation, shedding some light on the events leading up to the tragic incident. The video's role in influencing public perception and potentially swaying the legal proceedings highlights the impact of social media and modern technology on criminal cases. It underscores the importance of all available evidence in building a comprehensive understanding of complex situations and the need for a thorough investigation to ensure that justice is served accurately and fairly. As this case continues to unfold, the video and its implications are likely to remain a focal point of discussion, further emphasizing the evolving dynamics of the intersection between technology, public awareness, and the criminal justice system. In an 8-page lawsuit that Carlishia Hood's legal team has filed, they make a compelling case for the damages she has endured as a result of her arrest. The lawsuit asserts that Hood has experienced a multitude of distressing consequences, including the loss of her personal liberty, exposure to public scandal and disgrace, harm to her reputation, mental and emotional suffering, humiliation, embarrassment, and profound anguish. Central to the complaint is the argument put forth by Hood's attorneys that the arresting officers possessed knowledge that she had been the victim of a criminal and brutal attack. According to the lawsuit, this awareness on the part of law enforcement is crucial, as it underscores the claim that there was no valid legal or legitimate basis upon which to believe that Carlishia Hood had committed first-degree murder. This assertion highlights a fundamental issue in this case, namely, whether the arrest and subsequent charges against Hood were unjust and unwarranted. The lawsuit, as it unfolds in court, will aim to shed light on the specific actions of the officers involved, the evidence presented, and whether there was a precipitous rush to judgment in this high-profile and contentious case. Ultimately, it will be up to the legal system to determine the validity of these claims and whether Carlishia Hood is entitled to redress for the damages she alleges. In a remarkable twist, Carlishia Hood's legal team has boldly asserted that surveillance videos hold the key to her exoneration. According to her attorneys, these videos provide unequivocal evidence that exculpates Hood from the charges brought against her. As this contentious legal battle unfolds, the spotlight now turns to the pivotal role that these surveillance recordings may play in ultimately determining the truth behind the events of that fateful night. Thanks for watching Off the Wall Crimes, Lost Souls Edition. I will see you in the next video.